Have you ever wondered why we are adding some letters to a noun before we add a suffix to them? They are called buffer letters, and today I'm going to show you when and why we are using them. Turkish has 4 consonants that can serve this function: G, Ş, S, and N. Why do we need them? The basic idea is when there is a noun that ends in a vowel, and then we want to add a suffix that starts with a vowel, oftentimes we add one of these 4 letters to prevent those 2 vowels coming together. Let's start with Y. When a vowel final noun takes a vowel initial case suffix, we use Y. Let's take the word araba. If I want to say to the car, I need a dative case. My suffix is a. So araba is already ending in a vowel. It's a. I want to add a suffix that starts with a vowel, a again. I want to add buffer letter Y. So it will become arabaya. So if I wanted to say I got into the car, for example, in Turkish, I will say arabaya bindim. Let's move on to Ş. This one is much more specific. We use it mainly in distributive number suffix, which means something like each or a piece. For example, when you see iki, two, if you want to say two each, you need to add this rr suffix, okay? But before that, because iki ends in a vowel, because the last letter is e, you need to add ş. So it will be ikişer. Similarly, altı will be altışar. Yedi will be yedişer. Now let's move on to S. You might already know it from the third person possessive structures. So for example, when you say onun arabası, his or her car, that S after araba is a buffer letter. Because you want to say his or her something, there is possession, so I want to add ı as a suffix. But because araba ends in a vowel, I also have to add buffer letter S before I add my suffix. But here is something important. The same S can also appear when 2 nouns are connected, even when we are not talking about possession. So for example, when I want to say balcony door, balkon kapısı. Why? Kapı ends in a vowel. I want to add a suffix that starts with a vowel. So I add buffer letter S. So if I want to say the balcony door is closed, I will say balkon kapısı kapalı. Now let's move on to N, because I kept the trickiest one to the end. Jokes aside, I will explain one by one all the places that we use N as a buffer letter. Okay. First and foremost, we use buffer letter N after the demonstrative pronouns bu, şu, o. But here's the interesting part. N is used in this case regardless of whether the suffix will start with a vowel or not. Okay? So if you want to say in this, for example, or in that, okay? So you want to add de, da, right? Locative case. And de isn't a vowel. But despite that, we will use buffer letter N. So they will become bunda, şunda, onda. Now let's look at another important use of N. In a 2-noun possessive structure, if the first noun ends in a vowel, we need N before the suffixes in, un, ün. Okay? Remember, the basic reason we use buffer letters is to prevent bringing 2 vowels together. Okay? So if I want to say the door of the car, I will say arabanın kapısı. Araba ending in a vowel. I want to add a suffix in that starts with a vowel. That's why I need buffer letter N. The same ne can also appear when the second noun in this structure takes another suffix. For example, if you want to say, open the door of the car, okay? You will say, arabanın kapısını aç. Here, kapısı already has the possessive ending. And when we add the accusative suffix ı, we need another ne. So kapısı, I want to add ı, it will be kapısını. And again, this n, or in Turkish ne, appears regardless of whether the next suffix is a vowel, starting with a vowel or a consonant. It doesn't matter in this case. For example, if you want to say in the door of the car, okay, you will say kapısında. You see, I added da, it starts with a consonant, but despite that, I added buffer letter ne. So if you wanted to say, I have my thermos in the door of the car, you will say, arabanın kapısında termosum var. So ne, as you can see, has some special environments that you will be recognizing once you see more examples like this. And if you are thinking, okay, but I still have so many of these little grammar questions, that's exactly what my Turkish A1 Essential Grammar and Workbook is for. I cover these essential grammar structures step by step in plain English with exercises at the end of each chapter, so you can actually practice them. There is also answer key at the end, so you can see your mistakes and learn from them. There are 31 units in total, so if you want to strengthen your Turkish foundations, you can check it out through the link in the description. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I see you in the next video.